Everything is a conversation. Every voice has value, and every conversation is an opportunity to transform lives. Join us on the journey to find the gold.
Hello from Ipswich.
Hello from us, Co.
We're here in a beautiful suburb just 30 minutes west from Brisbane, and we're in the beautiful Nicholas precinct, just outside the Ipswich City Council chambers. How cool is that?
So cool. It's actually a cool space, lots of pretty lights, and you know us, we like to do things a little bit different other than norm. Why not do a podcast at night? So for those of you who are listening in your cars, you can imagine that we're under the stars. We can actually hear the, what do you call these things?
The jets.
The jets. The jets are going
From
off
the
overhead.
Amberley base.
Yes, so that's very, very cool. But yeah, we're excited. What have you been doing since we last got together last month?
Well, really excited because the Springboks are still in the World Cup. So yes, that's been a very, very cool thing, and we are almost at the release of the project that you've been working on.
Yes, we are. I've been putting together an album, just a tribute to my dad, all great hymns. And matter of fact, the first hymn comes out on his birthday, How Great Thou Art, on the 10th of December. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so yeah, it's been a journey.
That's really cool. Well, I know that many of you liked our last podcast because you told us that. And thank you for all the coffees you've been buying us.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We are so grateful for your support. And if you're not too sure what that is, you can jump on our website or go to our social media and you can buy us coffees, or in her case, tea. She's which apparently I found out I make terrible tea.
She does. There's no hiding that. She's tried a few times, and I've just told her that I'll make the tea from now.
There you go. Yeah. I'm not a tea drinker, I am a coffee drinker. So, but we are so incredibly grateful for all your love and support. It's been awesome. But hey, don't forget to let us know where you're listening from, where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. Our last podcast was amazing. We've had people from all over the world actually join in with us, so that was pretty cool. Well, episode 3, this is a goodie. I'm looking forward to doing this one because the episode is actually about the paradox of our digital world.
Come on.
Isolation or connection.
Yeah, with all our various avenues in the digital age that we live in, we're connecting online, on our social media platforms with our learning capacities. There's just, all this information that's hitting us. But when we are connecting in a deep and meaningful way that builds trust and relationship and connection with each other? Or are we a little bit self-deceived, a little bit isolated, thinking we've got connection, but not really?
Yeah, and I think the question we could actually ask ourselves is whether we are truly, connecting when we communicate online. It's a great topic.
It's a complex one.
It's a complex one. It's a great debate, but and by all means, have a chat with us.
Are we connecting?
Are we connecting?
Don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out. Let's have a look at the whole social media and whether we're actually connecting online like we think we are. So let's have a look at some of the things that, the digital age has actually given us and whether it's been helpful.
10 years ago, I don't think life was as accessible to so many people across planet Earth. It's given us great accessibility. It has connected people from far and wide across a great divide. It's made the world a global village, and now we can talk to someone in 4 or 5 different time zones, all in the same day, all in the same hour.
I know, like the whole being able to literally dial in all your family members or friends from all around the globe, right?
A conference call.
Hello, it's given you being able to watch this.
Oh, yes.
Lifetime.
Oh, yes. Live in France, but at 5 o'clock in the morning in Australia. Not complaining, though.
No, come on now. But one of the other things it's actually given us is the accessibility also to information.
Yeah.
Like the information that it's literally at our fingertips now. And, let's face it, we've all tried to be Dr. Google.
Yeah.
Come on.
We live in the age of information. And it's coming at an unprecedented rate.
Growing.
You think about what your 5-year-old or 6-year-old knows as a 6-year-old. And you think back to when you were 6 years old, you were still just trying to figure out how to build your rocket ship in the backyard. now they can access plans to actually build one.
Actually, now they're probably building the rocket ships, literally. But it's all these amazing things. We have accessibility, we've got the information at our fingertips. Then we've got things like, shared interests and hubs online that we can kind of connect into. And
it's brought people together because you connect over your interests. So, it has connected us in that way. You can find people who are interested in rugby union.
That's it.
Or you can find, emotional support groups.
Exactly.
It's really helped connect people with that side of humanity.
But the thing is, when you look at all of that, information, accessibility, giving us the ability to kind of connect with people all around the world, which is all awesome. But to a degree, how authentic is that? And have we lost the art of actually truly being authentic with one another? Because it's easy for me to sit behind the screen and be whoever I want to be on this side of it. But, we talked about earlier on in our own conversation how back in the day we used to be able to look at each other and you read each other's faces and what they're thinking. And like I remember sending, letters to my grandparents and all that type of stuff. But I certainly don't do that now.
Yeah.
So have we lost a little bit of being authentic through that?
Yeah, I think, in the digital age, sitting in, you can be sitting right here in Ipswich City Council, Nicholas Precinct, this beautiful place, but then stick up a screen behind you, a digital image, and all of a sudden you're in front of the Eiffel Tower in France, And I think what we're doing is also coaxing this facade, maybe intentionally, maybe sometimes just super unintentionally.
Yeah.
But either way, I think what it breeds is a little bit of a distortion in our reality, whether we are aware of it or not.
Yeah. And I think one of the negatives could be the lack of presence. Yeah. So we're not having that one-on-one anymore, or let's go to a coffee shop and hang out. Although we still do that, but it's more I don't know. We're kind of more. I'm more at home now than I've ever been. In the sense of
in that catch up, that presence and proximity.
Yeah.
We don't get that online. We don't get
you don't get the physical, right?
We don't get to read facial expressions or the warmth of the atmosphere or intonation in voice or the tone of voice or, most of the times an emoji is telling us how someone's feeling. We've learned a new language by one emoji, pictures, memes. The information also coming at us is in 30, 40-second clips.
Exactly.
And largely my concern when we're watching is largely out of context.
Yeah.
To fit almost our context.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
I'm honestly wondering when we connect that way or when we think we connect that way, how much of connection is actually happening?
Well, there's probably, to a degree, not a lot really. I know myself, it's great having a microwave, right? Great technology and all that. But now you find yourself it used to be 5 minutes, it didn't matter, but now it's 30 seconds and you're tapping where's everything's becoming so fast. I mean, digital is growing at 600% a year.
Yeah.
So it's massive. It's growing so fast. So it's like we're, I don't know, it's like we're wanting everything instant.
Yeah.
But with instantness, if that's even a word, I don't know. I just think sometimes the authenticity and the presence of us as human beings, what we have to actually offer to each other if in the physical presence is definitely has been dismissed with the whole digital era. Although it's awesome. We love technology. The fact that we're here now doing this podcast is because of the amazing technology we have out there.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to go backwards.
I don't think we're at all dissing the fact that we've advanced as a human race.
That's right,
because of these amazing, incredible things. I think what we're really trying to hone in on is what is some of the gold we really have to try to lock into. We're currently, in an age where we're discussing mental health awareness and isolation post-COVID. I actually think it's been happening pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Well before that, when
100%.
The digital age was brought in and we decided that we can do everything from our fingertips it became unnecessary to go to the shops and choose your clothes, feel the fabric.
Well, you've got shoppers now. There's literally people that go around now on skates and they have an iPad and they show you. They're like, in places over in America, they literally are showing you your clothing and you're picking it from, you're in Australia and you can have someone do your shopping for you just by holding an iPad up.
Yeah.
So we've lost even the sensory, the touch.
And even just also going to a store or a takeout place, ordering your meal and having that person-to-person interaction, helping people with their customer service skills, serving you. We're wondering why service is so bad. Well, maybe because there's no one that they're actually serving.
Who knows? So if we are then looking at some of the pros and the no's, so the yeses and no's of digital, I guess we could actually look at some of the helpful things that can help us through reconnecting, I guess, in a healthy way, even though we're still using the socials and, so maybe let's have a look at that, shall we?
Yeah.
So there's so many helpful reminders that we can learn and helping us to, just, I don't know, learn to connect a little bit better than, because I'm guilty of it. I'm totally
being intentional.
That's it. Be intentional about
connection.
Connecting with one another, because I think it's so important that we do connect.
Absolutely.
And it's critical that we develop skills to, go beyond the emoji faces with each other, and kind of getting somewhat back to the grassroots of connecting again.
The art of conversation, the art of connection.
Yes, that's it.
The hidden stories and, from what is almost seeming like forgotten times.
Oh, 100%.
Because we're told so much of what to think.
How to think.
It's really crucial that we develop critical thinking skills, that we develop, the art to practice discernment.
That's a big one.
Just even thinking about online dating.
Wow.
I have a myriad of stories from friends and, people I haven't even met, you can read, that they have invested their emotion, their time, their energy, their hopes into an online relationship, only to find out they've been talking to a 13-year-old on the other side of the world, hoping to get a bit of cash.
Super sad.
Again, are we experiencing connection? And is it because we lack a little bit of discernment?
Like, our beliefs and values and convictions. We have to be, so careful that we don't just follow the trends. Because media says that, social media says this, or some famous person says this is what you should be doing. But we should be being true to ourselves and going back to our authentic roots of what is it that I believe and who is it that I want to be, not because they're telling me this is what I'm supposed to be. So I think, that's a huge one, really.
And honestly, for all the amazing, wonderful, captivating advances in technology, the one thing that really, is different between us and a robot is the fundamental capacity to have morality, to know the difference between right and wrong, and to have compassion, and to feel for a human being, to honor and to value them.
Oh, definitely.
And so this is where, I guess we're coming from today, is the value of connection between human beings.
And it is so super important because I think in some ways it's a bit of a lost art, and I know myself, I value just spending time, physical time with my family and friends, and what that actually does to me physically. Like, it just builds you up, and it's more than just a computer screen, but it's actually, I don't know, there's just something about it. Like you just feel like you leave someone's presence and you're just like, whoa, I just feel uplifted. But I don't get that from a screen. Like, I can have a conversation with somebody and a friend across the world, and you feel like, oh, it was great to chat with them. But it's nothing like actually physically being in the room with somebody and you're kind of vibing off each other. And so, it's
And the other thing about connecting face to face is, say for instance we went to downtown Brisbane, let's just say we went to Eat Street Market, right? Well, there is a myriad of diverse people there. You have no idea what information's at your disposal, what information they carry, what their life experience is. But on a digital platform, when we're connecting with people, because of algorithms, because of things telling us how to think, and because of things wanting us to trend to a certain thing, we can almost always get caught in echo chambers.
Oh, 100%.
And so one of the things to be mindful of when it comes to connection is avoiding echo chambers.
Yep.
Avoiding where you get stuck into this one way of thinking or a group that thinks a certain way. We've got to expose ourselves to a diverse range of people, communication, information, so that we can have an open mind and an open heart.
It's almost like you get stuck in a bubble.
Yeah.
And this like, yeah. And I think we got to get out of the bubble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like normal bubbles, people, let's get out of the bubbles. And it's, again, we need to educate ourselves, I should say.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a bit more education. But it's like educating, like upskilling and like just, I know my grandmother, she used to say like, I've got to keep my mind like witty as I got older. And we always said, like, our grandmother, she had a witty mind. She always was doing crosswords.
Yes.
Constantly, like old school crosswords. But you know what? She was witty. And she, right until the day she died, she had all of her, like, her mind was just so wise. And I think, like, there's something that we're all our friends playing silly games or, but it's like sometimes getting out the old paper and, literally doing a crossword because you actually got to think.
Yeah.
Like, you really actually got to think about that now. Like,
and I think the one amazing thing that digital platform just cannot capture is the gold that comes with people's stories and undeniable encounters and experiences. You don't get that from reading on a page or reading on a screen.
No.
When someone tells you the hardship they endured or the valley they walked through to arrive at one of the most amazing victories of their journey in their life, that's only received, when we're intent about human connection, listening, valuing the story, and being present.
So I think it's just important that we start to just bring it back into our lives again. Reconnect.
Yeah.
Right now, reconnect with somebody. Well, maybe after this podcast, but
And ask yourself, with all the connections that you've been making online and have made online, how much of that has actually eventuated into deep and meaningful connection and truthful growing relationships.
For sure.
We're made for relationship.
We are.
And so we're not made to do life on our own.
No man's an island.
Come on. And so we're better together. And so that's one of the reasons we thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about, just connecting person to person and making sure that we're not thinking we're connected to people because we get to watch the highlight reels on social medias, the births, deaths and marriages.
Wow!
Or, but, and then you think, I know they had a baby, but the baby is now 5 years old because they haven't updated social media, and so you thought.
And you didn't even physically check in with them, right?
Yeah, so it's just this thing about thinking that we know things, thinking that we're there in that moment. It's also the great big lie of social media to tell us that we're there, we've experienced that, and we're part of it because we know. No, I don't think it's that at all. I think we need to be part of it because we've made a decision to be a part of it and to be present with the people that are around us.
Yeah, so important to be present, definitely.
Yeah. So people matter.
Always.
Connection matters. And let's do our best when we're engaging online in our digital age. Let's do our best to be people that contribute in an authentic, meaningful, honest way that breeds connection and relationship.
So ultimately, the level of connection we all experience online can vary depending on the individual that's involved, the platform we use, the depth of interaction. It's all going to vary, right? So it's important that we recognize that online communication can facilitate connections, but it might not, replace, and it possibly doesn't replace the depth that we go into when we're actually doing in-person connection, which I think is what we're trying to say today, that we love digital. It's amazing, and we thank God for the digital era that we live in. But I think we've also got to just be so mindful that we actually need the one-on-one or the groups of just that interacting with one another, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that some people are more naturally inclined towards online interaction. Some people, that's their comfort zone,
Definitely.
While others might find that less fulfilling. I know for me, there's only so much of online interaction I can take. I know my friends have recently told me that they see my little green dot for active on Messenger, and then I don't reply to messages. That's because after an 8-hour day of doing almost everything for work online, I'm all online out. And I actually, you know, I do want space to think or someone to laugh with in person, to hear their voice, to see their expression, and that quality time is a love language of mine.
Like the little, little emoji and then LOL just doesn't really cut it, does it? It's
cut
like, like it's just
like, do you realize we've been telling people now laugh out loud? Like we have to tell them to laugh when we say something funny, instead of them just picking up on the fact that we've just said this incredible funny joke. I say funny jokes all the time, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the only one that thinks that. See what I mean? I didn't have to say LOL or LMAO. Or
yeah.
Or ROFL.
Yeah, you're rolling on the ground. Yeah, all those ones. I don't know. There's a whole bunch that my nieces and nephews say that I'm just not I'm like, whatever. But, you know, so today we hope that we've just encouraged you to just, I don't know, think about connecting with one another more and more and having that, you know, that personal, physical connection. And I think it's really important. So we hope you've been encouraged. I know I'm encouraged myself to get out there more and spend time with my friends and family and doing all those good things. But again, we're so incredibly just blessed that you guys would just join us on this journey every month. And so let us know, you know, if you're and we already know that you're loving it because so many people are saying we need our weekly dose. Yeah. We just don't quite have the time yet to do that, but we definitely will. And next month we've got a great one coming up as well, and we got some great guests coming up actually, which we won't tell you because ruin the surprise.
And I think what's really cool, look out on our Hello From Us Co website. We are almost at the end of planning our Christmas launch, our Christmas sale, and our new candle series for Christmas. So be looking out for that. We've got some really special scents coming out. Ones that
and some cool titles to them as well.
Ones that are really special to the both of us. We both love Christmas, and so we hope that you love it as much as we do. I
actually can't wait to do the 19th of December's one, our Christmas special. We may even put a song in there. Who knows? Ooh. So anyway, watch this space. We love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And don't forget to do all the cool things that everyone knows that do. Like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know,
follow us on our socials.
Buy us a coffee.
Yeah, if you can, buy us a coffee.
We're so blessed to have you on this journey. Thank you so much. See you next month.
See you then.